One man is rewriting the rules and taking it to another level.
And the next level, and the next level.
The seventh level.
You just feel how natural it is. You feel how open you become to your prospects, and in response, they usually become more open to you.
Founded by Jeremy Miner, Seventh Level is the only friction-free sales system guaranteed to raise revenue.
In my life, it's been revolutionary.
And his followers are feeling the difference.
His training has transformed everything.
It is precise, and it really draws out emotions.
People around the world are starting to catch on.
We're going to tie in the new model of selling to your product or service that you sell.
These tools can work for anyone in any industry at any time.
And it's time to get on board before the ship sets sail. It's Seventh Level with Jeremy Miner.
All right, I am here. I made it. We're on time. Let's go ahead and go live here in the Facebook group. Let's go live here on TikTok, and we will get started. Got it? Flip that bad boy around.
Come on, yeah.
It's been difficult today.
Your video.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, brother.
Right, yeah.
All right, and then I'll move this stuff around when we go. All right, so it is Tuesday. I am back in the office. I was in our Sydney, Australia location, our Sydney, Australia international headquarters the last 10 days with Matt, our CEO, and Marco, our Chief Revenue Officer, both my business partners and our teams out there. We even went to our Vice President of Sales wedding. Good old Anthony Vazzari got married. Lots of fun. Now, today we're going to cover something that is extremely important to you, okay? I want to know in the comments how many times, I want to know, type in me if you kind of struggle with A-type personalities that you try to sell to. Like you notice when you ask an A-type personality questions that they just kind of stay surface level with you. They just don't really open up. Or they'll say like, hey, enough with the questions. Just tell me what you do or tell me how much it's going to cost, and I'll tell you if I'm interested. Type in me and be real with yourself. Type in me if you're like, I just kind of struggle with prospects who are more A-type, who are more in my face. Because if that's you, today I'm going to give you 8 different questions to ask that are going to do 2 things. They're going to raise your status in the prospect's mind, meaning they view you as an expert, a trusted authority. So of course they would want to talk to an expert, a trusted authority, and it also causes them to want to emotionally open up, okay? So type in me if you have this issue, because I'm going to show you how to overcome this. Now, if you're already one of our clients in our NEPQ Foundation courses, or if you're in our NEPQ Pro courses, or you're in more of our advanced inner circle trainings, or maybe we're already training your company and all the salespeople there, you already know how to do all this times 1 billion other things. If you're not in our training courses as a client, what the hell are you doing? Just losing deals you could be making. There you go. All right, so today we're going to go over that. Now, if you are brand new, so we're going live here on StreamYard on my desktop. So we're going live in the Facebook group Sales Revolution. 101,000 of you in there. That thing is growing fast. We're also going live on my Facebook business page. 163,000 of you follow me around on there. Going live on LinkedIn, YouTube channel. Love YouTube. We just started doing a lot on YouTube. We're also going live here on the Instagram phone. I love you guys. My Instagram phone here, 603,000 of you follow me on that bad boy. And we're also going live here on TikTok. 106,000 of you follow me on TikTok. All right. Now, if you're brand new, you just started following me. You're like, who the hell is this guy in a Hugo Boss shirt? What's going on? My name's Jeremy Miner. I'm the founder of Seventh Level. Seventh Level is a sales training organization that trains salespeople exactly like you. So we train salespeople like you, sales professionals like you, sales executives like you, sales leadership, management like you, entrepreneurs like you, business owners like you, coaches, consultants, professional services, everything, everybody that sells a product, service, or anything. We pretty much already train your industry. Now, what do we train you? So we're going to train you something a little bit different than what you might be accustomed to, because we're going to train you techniques that work with human behavior rather than work against it. What do I mean by that? Are you 100% sure the questions you've been taught to ask are causing your prospects to want to open up? Are you 100% sure you know how to use your tonality to get your prospects to let their guard down and prevent objections? So we're going to show you little bits and pieces on that today. That's called NEPQ, stands for Neuro Emotional Persuasion Questions, along with the right tone that will cause your prospects to want to open up. We're going to focus on A-type personalities today. Now, here's what I have each of you to do, and I'm not going to train you here on this live. Like, I'm not even charging you for this. I could go golf. It's really nice here in Scottsdale. It's like, what is it, 62, 63 today, Nick? Pretty good.
Cool.
So go down to the comments. I know all of you are on your phone. Go down to the comment section, and I want you to post #live. So if you're on the live right now, go post #live. There's over 1,000 of you here between Instagram, TikTok, and the Facebook group and YouTube. Well over 1,000 of you on here between those 4 platforms. So go down to the comments. I want you to post #live. So go on your phone, go post #live. I better see hundreds of #lives. And I'm going to have each of you smash the heart button and smash the like button. I better see hundreds of smashed hearts and hundreds of smashed likes if I'm going to show you how to get your prospects to look at you at a higher status with what you're talking about rather than a lower status. And I'm going to show you different questions that will get them to actually open up. So type in #live if you're on the live, #replay if you're on the replay, and I want you to smash the heart button, smash the like button. So if you're on Instagram or TikTok or LinkedIn or the Facebook group or the Facebook business page or my Facebook, smash the heart button, smash the like button. I better see tons of those if I'm going to do this training for you. All right, Instagram, let's have you come over here so I can go over here. Let's see. This is actually backward on Instagram. Let's, how did the hell did that happen? Can you flip that around? I don't know how it went backwards. I had it set right and then it just flipped around. I'm not sure what it did there. Would it be over here? I don't think it's that.
Not the camera?
Yeah, that's not, because it's going to go, that's the wrong way. So
And this camera would switch to the other side.
maybe. No, that turns the camera off. So what the heck? How did that flip around? I don't know how that flipped around. Yeah, it must have flipped around. You guys are just going to have to deal with it. I'm not sure. If you know how to flip the camera around here on Instagram, for some reason it flipped back and we can't figure out how to do it. There you go. See, you can sell 10 times more than you are, and you can't, Jeremy, you can't even operate the IG phone. What are we going to do? Filter, then reverse. You know how to go to filter and then go to reverse.
I'm older than you are.
Have Taylor come in here. She can do that.
Get somebody to that.
Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and pull this up for you. And then I'm going to put you guys over here, TikTok phone. You guys can see that. All right. Now, let's talk about, I'm going to give you a few examples of words and things you've been taught to say as a salesperson that lower your status. One thing we each have to understand, when you're coming into a sales conversation, okay, for some reason the phone flipped and it's now backwards on their end. So they said you have to go to filter and then switch it now, because that switches it over to their end. Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to go to filter and then, yeah, I know it's backwards, guys. We're trying to fix it. We still love you. Don't worry. We forgive you for those comments.
Is that a filter?
Filter, then reverse. You have to go to filter, then reverse.
Is this a filter?
You found it.
Okay.
Love that.
Pick a filter.
See, trust the women in the company. Boom.
Woo!
All right, Taylor. Fist bump.
I expect
Fist
a
bump.
bonus. Thank you.
Bonus, Taylor. All right, everybody. Thank Taylor over there. She did it right. Okay, perfect. All right, let's go there and there for IG. Okay. All right. So first of all, I'm going to show you some words and sayings that you guys have been taught to use that actually lower your status in the prospect's mind. Yes, I know there's a cord up there on the ceiling. We had to MacGyver some stuff here. Don't worry about it. We still love you guys. Okay, perfect. We'll just go with it. All right. They're remodeling the new office. You're just going to have to deal with the old office here. I can't help you guys. Okay. Where does it lower your status? Now, in this example, let's say you're leaving a voicemail. Most of you do something like this. Voicemail. Let's say it's an outbound lead. Hey, Sally, you responded to an ad about XYZ yesterday. Can you please call me back when you have time? Can you please call me back when you have time? Now, I know each of you were taught by your mama, because I was taught by my mom as well, that you need to say please. In a business setting, in this context, can you please makes you sound what? Freaking needy. It makes you sound needy, that you need them to call you back. What type of status would your prospect view you at that point? Lowered status. How are salespeople viewed in society at large? Somebody tell me in the chats. How are salespeople viewed in society at large? High status or what? Low status. You could be making $500,000 a year in commissions as a salesperson, and most people would still view you as what? Lowered status. Right? Am I right on that? Okay. So how do we raise our status in the prospect's mind? We don't use words like, can you please call me back when you have time? Please in this setting sounds desperate, that you need them to call you back. You're desperate. You don't have many clients. If you don't have many clients, you must not know your company that you represent doesn't really get a really good result then, right? Okay. Now, what does this communicate? Call me back when you have time. You know what that communicates? It communicates that you value the prospect's time more than you value yours. And the problem is experts don't act that way. Think about celebrities. Are they saying, hey, call me back when you have time? Think about big CEOs, people with high status. Are they saying, can you please call me back when you have time? No, because experts don't talk like that. They have much higher status. Okay. So you don't want to sound needy by using these type of phrases right here. I'm going to show you how to reword that right now. Okay. All right. Now, this is the same example of leaving a voicemail on how to raise your status, how to get the prospect to view you at a higher status, that you're an expert. You don't need them to call you back. In fact, you're doing them a favor by calling them back because they responded to the ad. It's a much different way of communicating. All right. So let's take a look at this now. All right. So take a look at it, everybody. Hopefully you can see it over here on Instagram. Hey, John, this is Jeremy. You responded to an ad this morning about XYZ and ABC and asked us to call you back. I should be available here for a little bit today. My number is XYZ 575-455-655. Now, if you don't get me, just leave a voicemail or you can text me and I'll do my best to get back to you sometime later today. Talk to you then. Okay. Now, what are we doing here? We want to raise our status. You asked us to call you back. Now, in this example, I'm not talking about cold calling. I'm talking about an outbound lead as an example. Somebody's put in their name, email, phone number on some type of ad on social media. They've requested somebody to call them back. So you're going to plug that in. You asked us to call you back. I'm raising my status by doing them a favor and calling them back. Why am I doing them a favor? Who has the problems? Who has the problem? The prospect or you? Who has the problems? The prospect does. Who has the solution to solve those? You do, not the prospect. Okay? You got to start thinking you want to get the prospect to do all the work rather than you chasing them around like a needy salesperson. Okay. See the difference in there. All right. And asked us to call you back. I should be available for a little bit today. Now, what does that communicate when I say I should be available for a little bit today? What does that communicate? Well, are experts always available? Think about the biggest people you look up to on social media. Whoever you follow that has hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers, are they always available? No. Do you know why? Because they're an expert. They've got lots of clients. They don't need you. They don't have to solve your problems. Okay? Right? If they view you as an expert, you must know what you're doing. You must get results. You must be in demand. Okay? And if you don't get me, just leave a voicemail or text and I'll do my best to get back to you in the next day or two. What does that communicate? That you're an expert. You're in demand. I hate to tell you that some of you have been trained that you need to tell the prospect you are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Top level experts, especially salespeople, do not say that because it lowers your status. If you're available all the time, that means you don't have many clients. Your company you sell for must not get really good results because you're always available. You're sitting around available 24 hours a day. You're needy. You're lowering your status. You want to raise your status. See the difference in that? Okay. All right, let's keep going here. I'm going to show you some things now how to get your prospects to open up. Okay. I want you to write this down. I'm going to go through this pretty quick. I'm going to show you some generic examples, and then I'm going to show you several industry-specific examples, okay? Now, let's say you're 3/4 into the conversation, 3/4 of the way into the conversation. Let's say you're having a discovery call, could be B2C, B2B, it doesn't really matter. And you notice the prospect is not opening up to you. Eugene, government audits, why is this so important to me? I don't know, Eugene, are you in B2G? Do you sell audits to the government? You might want to learn how to sell more. If you don't want to sell more, it's not important to you. There you go. Hopefully I answered your question. I don't know if that's what you're asking, Eugene. Okay, so I'm going to lean in. Let's say I'm 3/4 of the way in the conversation. I can't open them up. I'm going to lean in and I'm going to do this. Can I ask you something? Don't say, let me ask you something, and then ask them. That is a steam rolling over your prospects. Your prospects do not like that. I can tell you that for sure. Let me ask you, and then you ask a question. No, you say this to pull them in. Can I ask you something? Sure, go ahead. Every time. Okay. Between, you and I and, off the record, what's the main challenge you guys are having right now? Now, what did I do with my tone? What type of tone does that sound? That is a curious/concerned tone. Now, why would I have a curious/concerned tone in that context? Do you know why? Because your tone is how the prospect interprets the intention behind every single question you ask. Let me repeat that for you. It's the difference between you making sales and not making sales. Your tone is how the prospect interprets the intention behind the questions you ask. Your tone is how they interpret your intention. So I want them to feel that I'm curious and concerned. Can I ask you something? Sure, go ahead. Between, you and I and, off the record, what's the main problem that's holding you? What's the main problem you guys are having right now? And I'm going to lower my tone there. Okay. See what I'm now. Why would I say off the record? Why would I say that? Somebody in the comments tell me, why would I say off the record? Why would a journalist, when they're interviewing somebody and they want them to tell the truth, what do they say? Hey, this is off the record. What's really going on? Oh, it's off the record. They're open to you. Okay. Try that. See what your prospects do. Okay. Okay. Let's go to another generic example. Then I'm going to show you some industry specific ones. Can I ask you something? Sure. Go ahead, Jeremy. And you got to slow this down. Don't say between you and I and off the record. What's too fast? If you ask the questions too fast, your prospects have no time to internalize what you're asking. That is the biggest reason why you get vague, generalized, surface level answers. You give them no time to internalize. So I'm going to slow down, intentionally verbal pace the question out so they have more time. Okay. See why I'm doing that. I'm going to move this over here for you guys for TikTok so you guys can see this a little bit better, hopefully. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Between you and I and, off the record, what's really going on over there that's caused you to look at possibly changing companies? Between you and I and, off the record, what's really going on over there that's caused you to look at possibly changing vendors? What type of tone? Concern tone. See how I'm acting like, why am I even here? Okay. See what I did there. Why would I do that? Okay. So they don't think you're going to use it against them later. 100%. What's really going on over there that's caused you to look at possibly changing vendors? Like, I'm concerned. Okay. Now, why would I do that? Because your tone is how the prospect interprets the intention behind the question. If they feel I'm curious and concerned, they're much more likely to open up. If I just say it like this, can I ask you something, John? Sure, go ahead. Between you and I and off the record, what's really going on over there that's caused you guys to look at possibly changing companies? Maybe. That's just a flat monotone, just regular tone. Doesn't trigger any emotional drivers in the prospect's brain. See the difference with that, okay? All right, let's go back to a couple of industry-specific examples. Now, in this example, let's say if you sold business consulting, okay, huge industry we train as well. And let's say that you're talking to a prospect who wants to scale their business. You mainly help SMB type of companies scale their business by putting in better systems, better operations, those type of things. Can I ask you something? Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Between you and I and, off the record, what's the main reason why you're looking for help in scaling your business rather than just doing what you've always done? What's the main reason you're looking for outside help in scaling your company? Concern tone. Now, let's say if I sold life insurance, largest industry we train in the world. We probably train a few 100,000 life insurance agents themselves. Okay. One company has 23,000 agents just in one company. Can I ask you something? Sure, go ahead. Between you and I, and let's say off the record, what's the real reason you're looking for more financial protection for when you do pass away? Concern tone. What's the main reason you're looking for more financial protection for Cindy and the kids, just so I understand? See, I'm asking him almost like you can tell me the truth of what's really going on. Now, I have to use a concerned tone. Jeremy Miner gets no females. That's awesome. Goodness gracious. Okay, let's keep going here. If you actually communicated with females and you knew how to shift your tone, you'd actually be surprised how your relationships would go. Just saying. Because if your spouse in certain contexts feels you're concerned for them or your partner or somebody you want to be with, and in different scenarios, a concerned tone would work really, really well. Other times it'd be a curious tone. Other times it might be more playful tone. It just depends. Okay. All right. Now, let me give you an example of, I want to think it over. I'm going to give you a generic example. Let's say that your prospect says, I want to think it over. You're not one of our clients, so you don't know how to prevent that from happening, which our clients in your industry do. They rarely get that objection. So I'll give you one last case scenario. You've tried to overcome it. They won't tell you what they want to think it over, which is really the concern. Okay, here we go. Can I, yeah, Jerry, I just need some time to think it over. Yeah, that's not a problem. Can I ask you something? Sure, go ahead. Between you and I, and, off the record, what's really holding you back from moving forward so that you can? And you're going to repeat back what they said they wanted. What's really holding you back from moving forward so that you can? And you're going to repeat back the thing they said they wanted. Do you see the difference there? Okay. I'm going to show you some industry specific examples now. Okay. Let's say you are a real estate investor. So this first example, let's say if you're a real estate investor and you call distressed properties. Real estate is the second largest industry we train in the world. That means real estate agents, commercial, residential real estate agents, and real estate investors. Second biggest industry we train, those three things in one industry. And let's say that they are looking to sell the property for some reason. Okay, you can't open them up. You just don't know how to do it. Can I ask you something? Sure, go ahead. Between you and I and, off the record, what's the real reason why you're possibly looking to sell the home? Concern tone. Okay. Now, let's say if you sold solar. This is actually the 5th or 6th largest industry in the world we train now as well. We got one company we train that has 11,000 salespeople in solar. Huge industry. Can I ask you something? Sure, go ahead. Between you and I and, off the record, what's the main reason why you're possibly looking to go solar rather than just being forced to keep paying the rate hikes? See, that's a way I can also do that. I can ask them the main reason why they're possibly looking to do this and then repeat back the negative thing, which is being forced to pay the rate hikes. See how I can tweak that based on what I'm selling. Okay. How do we know those sales skills even work? Well, our clients would say, since we have over, almost 19,000 testimonials in the last 3 years, that it probably works. Bro smells crack. Sniffs crack? Yes, right before I do training, I go sniff crack. That's a really good idea. I love some of you on Instagram. Now, some of you might need a Snickers bar. A little bit cranky today. Should we give you a Snickers bar over there? Is that going to help you? I love you guys. Some would probably say the sales training would probably work because you could probably go to Google and Google my name and know that I made a bit under $33 million in straight commissions during my 17-year sales career. Some would say it probably works. I did that in 4 completely different industries. So unless you made more than me in your sales career, you might have a few things you could learn for sure. There you go. I love you guys. Let's say if you said solar. What's the main reason you're looking to possibly go solar rather than just being forced to keep paying the rate hikes? Now, nobody likes to be forced to do anything. Notice that word I used, and I repeated back the negative, which is to keep paying the rate hikes. If I'm selling solar, that's going to hit home. You with me on that? Okay. Let's keep going. Prospect. Okay. Let's say they come back and say, well, so I can save money. Okay, but saving money, why so important to you now though? Okay. See what we're doing there. Now is a word I'm emphasizing. Okay. See how I'm opening up the prospect. If I want to know, this is a probing question here, NEPQ probing question. Okay, but saving money, why so important to you now though? Why would I emphasize the word now? Because now that's a timing thing. Now I've forced their brain to say why it's important right now. Let's say if I emphasized important, okay, but why so important to you now though? I can emphasize the word important if I want to, where their brain focuses on why it's so important, not the timing of now. You can quite literally control your prospects' brains and what they're thinking from emphasizing certain words with your tone inside the question. If you don't know how to do that, that means you are quite literally losing tons of sales every week that our clients who are in your same industry are making every single week. You want to learn how to do that, message me directly, because you don't have to. It has no impact on me if you don't. We already have those skills. Our clients in your industry already have those skills. All right, here we go. Here's another one. Let's stay on that real estate investor side. Between you and I and off the record, what's really holding you back from moving forward so you can get rid of that high payment on your house? And I'm going to plug back the negative thing here. What's really holding you back from moving forward so you can protect your credit from being ruined from the divorce? What's really holding you back from moving forward so you can get those tenants out of your house who aren't paying for their rent? See, I'm just plugging in the things that they don't want in this example. I can also plug in something they don't want. Okay? Easy. Okay? What's really holding you back from moving forward so you can scale your company? Let's say if I sold marketing, I'm a marketing agency and I'm selling better leads in this example. Can I ask you something? Sure, go ahead. Between you and I and, off the record, what's really holding you back from moving forward so you can get better leads to scale your company? And I say that in a concerned tone. See what we're doing there, okay? Let me give you another example. Let's say if you're in B2B and you sold employee benefits, huge industry we train in as well, okay? And let's say that the company you're talking to are losing some of their top executives to competitors because those competitors offer way better benefits. You can solve that problem. See what we're doing here? Can I ask you something, John? Sure, go ahead. Between you and I, and off the record, what's really holding you back from moving forward so you stop losing your top people to XYZ company? And I'm going to say that, I'm going to lower my voice into a concerned tone. Remember, your tone is how the prospect interprets the intention behind your question. If you don't understand that, you're just simply losing tons of deals every week you should be making. Okay? Does that help you? All right. Now, in the chat, do this. You can do this for yourself. Type in how much money you feel, how much more money per month you feel you would make if you knew how to sell using techniques that work with human behavior. Type in how much more money per week you feel you could make in your sales job if you had a much higher level of sales ability. Type in how much money you feel you would make more than you are now every month. Is that $3,000 more per month, $5,000 per more month, 10, 15, 20, 30? I don't know. It's up to you to decide. So type in the chats how much more money you feel you could make if you acquired a much higher level of sales ability than what you have been trained yourself right now. All right. Facebook user, 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand. Tom Murphy, someone on YouTube. Kyle, 15 grand more per month. Binge, 3 grand more a month. Roberto, 10 grand more a month. Rolando, 25,000 more a month. SoFlo, 20 grand more a month. Superstar, 10 grand more a month. On IG, 5,000 more. Let's see, 10 grand more per month. 8 million, damn it. Braxton says 15 to 20 grand per month. 10 grand per month. 2,000 more per month. Okay. 1.5 a week. 15 grand per more month. Keep typing it in. How much more money? Kristen on Facebook, $10,000 more a month. Type in how much more money you feel you would make every month if you simply acquired a much higher level of sales ability than what you currently possess. Type in how much that is. Pavo Patriot on YouTube says 30 to 40 grand more per month. Soraya, we need minimum 10 grand more per month, 20 grand more a month, 10 grand more a month. Kyle, 5 grand more per month. Okay, now here's the question you might want to ask yourself. How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? How? Are you, let's say you want to double your income. Are you going to double your working hours? Type in me if you can double your working hours. Oh, you can't because you already work 8 to 10 hours a day. Are you going to work 16 to 20 hours a day to double your sales? That's probably not more realistic. Because here's the question. What's your biggest expense in life right now that you have? Type in the chat, what is your biggest expense in life you have right now? What's your biggest expense in life that you have right now? What is your biggest expense in life that you have right now? Bob says his wife. James says his leads. It's always the leads. The leads are bad. That's why I'm not making sales. Kristen says time. What's your biggest expense in life? Your debt, your groceries, your kids, your house, your habits. Somebody said females, housing. Some of you saying your wife. I don't want you sleeping on the couch tonight. In all seriousness, what's your biggest expense in life? Your biggest expense in life is this. That's your biggest expense right there. Your lack of knowledge. Your biggest expense in life is your lack of knowledge of not having the right sales skills, the right question ability, the right tonality ability for you to be able to make the money you typed in the chat. That right there, that's your biggest expense in life. Now, in your mind on a piece of paper, write down, or you can type in the chat, write down how much money you made last year as a salesperson. Was it 30 grand? Was it 50? Was it 75? Was it 100? Was it 125? Was it 200? Whatever it is, write down how much money you made last year as a salesperson. Now, let's say you're an above average earner in sales. And let's say you made $80,000 last year as a salesperson. You're above average. You made $80,000 in commissions. Above that 80,000, write in how much you really want to make on an annual basis. Write in how much money you really want to make on an annual basis. Now, in this example, let's say you're like, hey, I want to make $250,000 a year as a salesperson. That's what you want to make, or whatever you want to make, type that in. Let's just say it's 250,000. Now, I want you to take whatever you want to make, let's say it's 250 in this example, and subtract it by what you made last year. Now, if you already made 250,000 last year and you want to make 500 this year, you would just write that in. So in this example, let's say you want to make 250,000, you made 80 last year. Subtract that. What is that? In this example, that's 170K. So write in how much you want to make per year, write in what you actually made last year, what the reality of your skill level is telling you, and subtract that difference. And I want you to circle that number. That's your biggest what? That number right there is your biggest expense you have in your life. That number right there. That's what you paid life last year for still not having the right sales ability, the right skills to be able to make this last year. That's what you paid life last year. That number right frickin' there. So the question is, do you want to pay life another $170,000 this year for still not learning and acquiring the right skills to be able to make the number here that you wrote down. Whose choice is it if you acquire the right sales ability or not? Are you going to acquire that by buying a couple $20 books? How are you going to learn advanced tonality and advanced body language and advanced questioning for your industry from a generic book? So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Now, for those of you who want to do something about this problem here that you have, instead of just dreaming about it, because how good is that doing you? How much money is dreaming about, one day I'll learn, someday when I'm less busy, I'll learn advanced skills? Where's that gotten you? To the level you're at right now. Nothing more. So for those of you who want to solve this problem once and for all, forever, message me directly right now. If you're in the Facebook group Sales Revolution, message me directly right now. If you're on Instagram, message me directly right now. If you're on TikTok, message me directly right now. If you're on LinkedIn, the Facebook business page, my Facebook, message me directly right now. Now, when you message me, I want you to message me this. Results. If you don't message me that, we won't respond. We get 5,000 messages a day, probably more than that. If you don't message me this, we won't know what you're talking about. Message me results. If you can't figure out how to message me, in the comments section, type in hashtag results. Hashtag results. Now, will you do yourself a favor when you message me? Because, you know, out of between TikTok, Instagram, the Facebook group, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook business page, there's a little bit over 1,000 of you on here right now between those platforms. Will you do yourself a favor? Because I won't be able to message, there'll probably be 400 of you that will message me. The other 600 of you will be like, oh, one day I'll do it. One day I'll learn skills. I'm going to keep watching 60-second reels and hope and pray I'm going to figure all this out. I'm going to keep taking the hopium drug. How's that working out for you? So for the individuals who message me because you're tired of this problem and you want it solved now, message me results. Do yourself a favor when either myself or I'll probably have 15 of our social media team back there messaging you as well. When they ask you certain questions about your industry, they're going to ask you questions about maybe what you're saying or not asking, or maybe how you're using your tone that's causing the majority of your prospects to run the other way and not buy from you. When they ask you those questions, are you going to open up and tell the truth so we know what your real situation is? Or are you going to stay closed? I know everything there is to know about selling. I don't need any help. Or are you just going to stay closed off? Because which one is going to solve this problem? Opening up to us and telling us the truth, or staying closed off and staying surface level? Which one's going to solve this problem for you? Now, once we find out if you're an individual salesperson or even a business, where you're at now. Now, what do I mean by where you're at right now? Well, what type of income you're making compared to what you really want to be at. See, that tells us what your skill level is. You are what your commission check says you are. Nothing more, nothing less. You ever watch NFL the NFL. John Madden is famous to saying you are what your record says you are. Nothing more, nothing less. What is a record for a salesperson? What you're making. That tells us what your sales ability currently is at. If we have somebody that's only making $2,000 or $3,000 a month, we are not going to put you in our most advanced sales training programs. It'll be over your head. You have to start at the foundational level with us in those type of client training programs and get certified first, and then you can move up into more advanced training. So once we find out where you are, what type of commissions you're making, or if you're a small business owner, even a large business owner, just message us. ExxonMobil is a client now, and they simply follow me around on Instagram for 6 months. United Healthcare, second largest healthcare provider in the nation, a client now, simply follow me around on TikTok for 4 months. So it doesn't matter if you're a business or an individual. Okay, Google AdWords, train 3 of their divisions, same type of thing. Quality Insurance, 27,000 agents, same type of thing. Symmetry Insurance, all that, same thing. So when we message you, once we find out a little bit more, you'll then be able to book in with one of our account managers who will go over the different sales training programs we have for what you sell. We have 36 different sales training programs. We don't have one program with one price. So if you're going to ask, what's your program and how much it is? We don't have one program. We have 36 different versions, all different price points based on your industry. So once we understand all those different details about what you're doing and your industry, we will then suggest which training program to start with to get you the fastest ROI. A lot of our clients say they earn their money back within a couple of days. But you got to do what? You got to learn it and then put it to use. So message me directly right now. Okay. I love you guys. Okay, now we will go live in the Facebook group tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Wednesday, we interview a new client from a completely different industry, and we break down their sales process for you. They give you little golden nuggets. We don't go live on Instagram and TikTok on Wednesdays, though. We only go live in our Facebook group. So if you want to watch that live on Wednesdays and the other lives we do in the Facebook group, there's on StreamYard here that I'm using, there's a little purple banner right underneath me. Has the Facebook group on there. You just got to join that. Go to salesrevolution.pro, salesrevolution.pro. Yeah, Kevin, it's every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. If you miss it, they're all recorded and archived. But you'll have to get that, you have to be in the Facebook group because we don't go live on Instagram on Wednesdays. Okay. So if you want to be on that, or if you're on YouTube and you're like, Jeremy, I need to learn about your training for clients, because YouTube, we just do basic stuff. None of it's really that industry specific compared to our client training portals and those type of things. And our group training with all of our sales trainers all over the world and myself. So if you're on YouTube, you'll probably want to get into the Facebook group, salesrevolution.pro. If you're on IG, if you're on TikTok, salesrevolution.pro, message me directly. If you want to solve this problem here of the money you're losing every single week, every single day, every single week, every single month, every single quarter, and every single year. You don't have to keep losing this money if you don't want to. Success is just a what? Just a choice. Off the search bar on Facebook, what do we type in? Sales Revolution. So if you want to look up the Facebook group on Facebook, go to the search bar and type in Sales Revolution. So if you want to type it in the search bar on Facebook, go to Sales Revolution. Just type in Sales Revolution. It'll pull right up. You'll just join for free, or salesrevolution.pro. Okay, we love you guys. We'll see you on the live in the Facebook group tomorrow. TikTok, stay out of trouble. Message me if you want to solve that problem. YouTube, love you guys. LinkedIn, love you too, LinkedIn. Facebook group, Sales Revolution, love you guys. 101,000 of you in that sucker. Crazy. That thing is growing fast. Facebook business page, 163,000 of you in that bad boy now. Facebook, Instagram, love you guys. Instagram, 603,000 followers. Did not even have an Instagram account 2 years ago. January 17th of 2020. No, was it 2022? Shit, that's crazy. Yeah, January. Yeah, that's crazy. January 17th of 2022 was the first time I did a reel on Instagram. I'm looking tired. Yes, I am. Do you know why? I'm freaking jet lagged. I just got off the plane late last night from Sydney, Australia, went to bed and woke up like 3 hours later. And I'm like, I'm all jet lagged. So I'm very tired. Thank you for noticing. All right. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Message me directly if you want to fix the problem. We'll message you back in the next few hours.